everybody, Jim Stagstack Custom Homes. Kokoro 44, you are now secured. Those words will ring in my ears probably forever. We just got done doing Kokoro 44, 3-day crucible, 50 hours. Started Friday at 8 o'clock, last Friday at 8 o'clock in the morning. And it was basically some Navy SEAL training. For those of you that have been following me, you probably know what it is. We did a podcast today with Tommy Baker, me and Brandon James Duncan. I had 8 of my warrior brothers with me, 7 of my warrior brothers with me, 8 including me, to try to test our bodies and our minds to the limit, to see how far we could go and how far we could drive ourselves without any sleep deprivation, cold. I will tell you, it was the toughest thing that I have ever done. Mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. It was amazing what we experienced, what I experienced on the mountain on Saturday night. But I'll give you a short rundown. I'm not gonna drive too long. I'm not gonna drill this too long. But I want to drill it home here real quick. You can probably hear it in my voice. My body is finally starting to take the hit right now, and it's been. We finished up Sunday afternoon at 12 o'clock, and I haven't stopped moving since. And I got ear infections. I got my legs all scarred up, and it's just, my throat's hammered, and I think I haven't stopped since then. I really haven't taken a rest, but I think my body's telling me, dude, you're done. So anyways, we started off on Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning. We got certain PST standards that we got to get through. We got to make sure we do so many push-ups in 2 minutes, sit-ups in 2 minutes. There's so many things that we have to do, and you have to be able to pass these tests in order to move forward. You have to pass another workout. There's 2 things you have to do: pass the PST standards, and then you have to get under 60 minutes for a workout we call Murph. Run a mile, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then run another mile. They didn't allow us to, they told us we didn't have to wear the backpack or the rucksack on Friday because it was so hot. It was 111 degrees at Vail Lake in Temecula. It was brutal, absolutely brutal. So the bottom line is, we worked out, and Friday night, they talked to a lot of the guys that didn't make the PST standards, that didn't make it, and told them, listen, it's now time. We're going to be picking up our pace a little bit here. And for those of you who didn't make it, you're probably not ready. You need to opt out, or we're going to let you go. So once we got through that, Friday night, after working out all day out in the sun, 111 degree heat, we went to the ocean. 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning, we were in the ocean, in and out and in and out and in and out. Army crawls, bear crawls, rucksack, carrying our weapons. Our weapons were a PVC pipe, probably about 7-8 pounds. And we were all over that. We were climbing stairs. We were down on these cliffs, up and down, 250 steps, up and down on a 5-mile stretch. And it just lasted from 9 o'clock at night to 4 o'clock in the morning. Got back, ate breakfast, worked out all day Saturday again. Bear crawls, army crawls with the rucksack, in the pool, out of the pool. It was brutal. And by that time, a lot of the guys that did not make their PST standards, they were already gone. And they said, the Navy SEAL instructors said, it's gonna get spicy now, boys. We're just getting ready to start. And I thought that was just a ploy to get the guys that didn't meet their standards to kind of say, listen guys, you guys need to go. If you haven't done the work, you need to go. It wasn't that. They were telling the truth, because this shit got real fast. And so we got done with that on Friday night. We were in the ocean. Saturday we worked out all day, and Saturday night we went up to the mountain. They took us to Palomar Mountain. We climbed 6,000 feet, 20 miles. It was absolutely brutal. That's where Kokoro started. And it was relentless. It was anywhere from 6 to 8 to 12% grade, and it would not stop all the way to the top. They were pushing us and pushing us. Even before we started that, They were having us put our feet on each other's shoulders, do push-ups. I mean, it was just, they're just driving you to the best of your ability, and to push you past that point. It was brutal. So anyways, we're going on about 32 to 36 hours with no sleep right now, and we're attacking this mountain. 10 miles straight up, climbed 6,000 feet, and it was the toughest thing that I ever experienced. And there were times that I had to really look at, I wanted to quit 10 times. I wanted to stop, but I couldn't stop because my brothers were there, because I knew I had a huge why going into it. And my why is my family. It's my wife and my daughters, and I do everything for them, and my dogs. And it's just the family that I have, and I will do. I always picture them as if somebody was trying to take them away from me. And that's what my why is. I am here to protect and provide for my family. And every time that I felt like quitting, I got them back into my mind and said, no, I'm not quitting. I'm going to continue to keep going. So we got to the point where I thought I couldn't go anymore. I thought I was done. And I was looking over at a couple of my buddies, Brandon James Duncan and Rick Steele and all the boys, Craig Burgess. I was looking at all the boys there, and I was like, guys, I'm done. There came a point where you needed to have your partners help you. You needed to help your partners just for a little while, just to help each other get through this. And it was horrible. It got to the point where we were hallucinating on the mountain. I was actually seeing Teletubbies. And yes, I did say Teletubbies. Teletubbies coming out of the mountain, and that's no shit. I saw carnival people on stilts and big heads and big shoulders walking around all over the place. I don't know what the hell that was, but I was seeing those things. I was seeing houses in the mountains, in the side of the mountain. I was seeing wrought iron gates in front of us, and none of that shit was true. None of it was there. So, long story short, we finally got done, saw the sunrise, came out, did some yoga with Mark Devine, then I had to carry some boulders up some mountains, and then we did some log PT, and then they finally said, Kokoro 44, you're secured. I learned a ton of stuff. There's 4 things that I really learned, and I wrote them down, and we talked a little bit about it today. In order to make it through Kokoro, I had to take micro goals. I couldn't look at it. On Friday when we started at 8 o'clock, we were about 3 hours in, and I was like, dude, there is no way that I'm going to make Sunday to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There is absolutely no way. So we had to break it down into micro goals, and you can relate that to life. You can relate that to your business. You can relate that to your body. You got 100 pounds to lose. You look at that 100 pounds to lose right off the bat, it's going to discourage you. So I was taking micro goals. I just wanted to make it to the next sunrise. I wanted to make it to the next lunch or a meal. I wanted to make it to my next step, or make it to the next corner on that mountain. That's all I was doing on that mountain, was just, I had to make it to the next step. The next thing I came up with is when you think that you're at your end, or at your 100%, you're about 40%. Because I continually told myself I was done, and I was never done. I always found another gear. I always found somewhere else to pull from. I always found another inspiration to keep me going. And you could use that in your life. You could use that with your marriage. You could use that in your business, in your body, and working out, or whatever goals you set. Whatever goals you set, if you look at that goal as one total goal, you're going to get discouraged. Take micro goals and just make it to a certain point. Break it down as simple as you possibly can. The next thing is, you cannot, when you go to the next level of success, you cannot make it on your own. You have to have a very successful team. And that's what we did at Kokoro. I couldn't make it on my own. There was no possible way that I was going to be able to get that thing done on my own. My last revelation was, there's a lot of reasons why people quit on their goals. And number 1 is they don't believe in themselves. Number 2, they're afraid to fail. And number 3, they're afraid to take chances. And a lot of people look for excuses why they can't, instead of why they can. And I want you to think about those, and you can use that in your daily life also. Think of how you can instead of think of why you can't. And I know it's very easy. I did that on the mountain. I was looking at myself going, well, what if I broke an ankle? Or what if I got a blister so bad that I couldn't finish? Or what if I went into dehydration? Maybe I can stop. All that shit went through my mind. And you know what? I just kept on rolling. I kept on rolling and tried to find the excuses why I can instead of why I can't. And there's one thing with all of these revelations that I came up with, is that I came up with. There's one thing that I rested upon, and that was my attitude. We are in charge of one thing, and that'll make or break you, and that's your attitude. It's up to you. You can either make it happen or let it happen to you. So those 4 revelations, a lot of people break it down into micro goals. When you think you're at your 100%, you're only about 40. You got about 60% to go. You can't achieve the extraordinary by yourself. Always look for help. And a lot of reasons why people quit is they don't believe in themselves, they're afraid to fail, and people don't take chances. You're in charge of your attitude 100%. I am elated right now. I'm so happy that I finished Kokoro with my brothers, and it was the most devastating thing that I've ever done. I've done 4 Ironmans before, and I will tell you, this was like doing 3 Ironmans back to back. It was absolutely insane. At least in the Ironman, you know what you got in front of you. When you enter into a Kokoro, a 50-hour crucible, goes from Friday at 8 o'clock in the morning to Sunday about 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. It's absolutely brutal. So anybody out there, if you are looking to compete in something, or you're looking for your goals, break them down into micro goals, man, and have a great attitude. I am very thankful for the people that I have around me. We have a podcast coming in with Tommy Baker in a couple of weeks. We just recorded it today, and I tell you, that was the toughest thing I've ever done. It was it was brutal. At 50 years old, that was tough. That was really, really tough. But I feel I'm still hurting right now. I need some rest. But it was very inspiring. I found my new self. I feel now as if there's nothing that I can't achieve. I got through that, and now there's nothing mentally or physically, emotionally or spiritually that I cannot achieve. When you go through something like that, it's the revelations that you have coming out of it, it's amazing. So I hope you got something from that. Break them down. Break those goals up, micro goals. You can do it. Find your why. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. Jim Stagg, Stagg Custom Homes. Building relationships, creating dreams.